Happy Monday. How are you all? Hope you're super well. I'm just checking this is working on the old fancy book. Here we are. Nice. A huge happy Monday. I am so excited about today's topic. Time management, how to get more from it, how to know what to prioritize, and how to keep your team accountable from it. Welcome, I'm Elizabeth Hack. I'm the expert speaker and trainer here at Canine Care Hub. My mission is to help you as a canine professional get more from your business, and so that I can help you grow personally so that you can serve more dogs. I'm just trying to look after you. I'm trying to look after you, I'm trying to look after dogs, and I feel like the best way I can do that is for delivering high value content to you. And Monday Night Paws is your opportunity to pause, literally, and think about a new concept within your business, a new way to grow, a new way to take action steps, so that you can better yourself and your business in the week ahead. I've been helping small independent businesses for the last decade, and I just love doing this. So thank you for being here. So time management. This is a real tricky one, and you know what? My teaching of it and my understanding of it has changed phenomenally since I had my son. So I now have a 15-month-old son, and I was working very hard prior to having him. I was in a very intense role, which I loved, and I just got to serve and grow with fantastic business owners. But nothing quite takes up your time as having a child. And I know when I used to be on coaching calls and it'd be like, oh, I've lost this week because I've forgotten it's half term this week instead of next week. And I'd be a bit like, okay, like how have you lost a week? Like the week is still there. But now I get it. And I know some of you kids aren't your thing, but if you've got a brand new puppy, you'll understand too. You're also going through the sleep deprivation and all of that time restraints and just focus and even brain power that having a little youngster in and around your world takes up. So it's Nia Ewall has got a fantastic book called Indistractable. And it's really powerful actually, because he starts that book off with a really emotive story, which is a great storyteller. And it was about he had a process with his daughter where she is asking him questions, and the question was, what would you be if you were a superhero? And I think his response was something like, I would make more time. And then he admits in the book that he would love to tell us what she said that her superpower would be, but he didn't hear her because while he was meant to be having one-on-one quality time with his daughter, he saw a work message pop up on his phone or an email, and his attention got diverted. And in this world, all we have at the end of the day is our time and our attention. And so in the book Indistractable, so everything I'm talking about tonight is not me. I didn't create this concept of time and this time management. It's something that I was implementing prior to reading the book, but now I've read the book, I'm like, wow, like I now know why I did it that way. And now being a mother myself, I completely understand the importance of it even more. So time boxing. Time boxing is when you, first of all, allocate your values. So right now in my world, my highest value is my son. Apologies, clients. Obviously you are as well, but as a mum, you'll understand, or even as a dog mum, you'll understand. So when I'm spending time with Enzo, that time box is not to get interfered with by work emails, for example. So when I put Enzo to bed, or when we're doing our nighttime routine, or if I'm doing a bath or anything, my phone is nowhere near me. so that I can really focus on him. So we've got that one-on-one time. Like I know, for example, Wednesdays are pretty much just a write-off day for me. I have certain responsibilities that need to get done in the morning, and then we need to be out of the house by like 9:30. And then in the afternoon, every other week, we have the chiropractor. So we drive quite far away because our chiropractor is phenomenal. She's very specialist with animals and children. And she's looked after me from even conceiving Enzo to all the way through pregnancy, even when I was in labour. She helped me out, and she's helped correct like a flat head Enzo had when he was young as well. So the school wasn't about chiropractors, but they are amazing. If you've never never seen one, I highly recommend them. So yeah, so like that time box that day, I know I'm going to be in the car, I'm going to be traveling. Particularly every other Wednesday when I travel to the chiropractor, and it's just like, yeah, so this is the day. I'm not going to put the extra pressure on myself, because that can create burnout when you have too many expectations and pressures on yourself, rather than just living in the moment and giving all of your time and attention in the time window that you have for that task. So when it comes to business, this is very, very prevalent in start out businesses. You've just got qualified, you know, might be that you've just left For Paw Groom School. Hey Belinda, great interview last week. If you haven't heard it, scroll down on the Facebook page here, you'll be able to catch that between me and Belinda. It's amazing. And now you're going, now what? And you get into business and you realize for a business to run, there's 3 core functions. Firstly, there's sales and marketing. People need to know who you are, and they need to be drawn to you and your business, and they need to give you money in exchange for the value that you give them with your dog service. Second of all, you have finance. With that exchange of value that you get, you need to manage your business accordingly with the ingoings and outgoings. And then we have like legal responsibilities with tax and you know, putting our accounts through. So if you have all the sales coming in but you've got poor finance management, then your business isn't going to work. And then thirdly is operations. So this is delivering the service, the customer service, you know, all of the, there's about 60% is you physically doing the work, and there's 40% of time where you are just managing to do the work. For example, let's use the dog groomers as an example. You know, that time when you need to go get the scissors sharpened and blade sharpened, the time you spent cleaning at the start and end of each shift, or the admin that you have to put onto your diary or whichever booking system that you're using, you know, that all adds up. And when you start out in business, you wear all the hats. So right now I'm in the groomer hat. Second of all, I'm doing my finance and making sure I'm, you know, got a general ledger and knowing what's coming in, what's going out. And then I also need to make sure that this marketing and advertising thing is doing, that I'm becoming a known name in the industry and in my local area. And, you know, am I pushing myself? Am I communicating clearly with my target market? On that note, if you want some help, 6 weeks of effort for a year's worth of clients is the webinar tomorrow. I am so excited about bringing that to you. So yeah, make sure you register and jump on to that. It's at the top of the page. If you're on the page now, you'll be able to see it. So when you've got to wear all these multiple hats at different times in your business, time boxing is a very effective way to make sure you can get the best bang for your buck during whichever time you have. So, you know, it might be that, God forbid, a dog no-showed. You've got 2 hours. Okay, what can I get done in these 2 hours? It's not like I can disappear out of the salon because the next person might show up early. You know, okay, actually in these 2 hours, I could maybe I could put on my finance hat and get the accounts ready for the end of year in April. Sorry, end of year, you know, end of year in March, ready for April. You know what I was on about. And so in those 2 hours, all you would do is focus on the finance. You're wearing that particular hat, then you're going to focus on that. When you're at home, you've got the mum hat or the dog mum hat. So when you're out on that dog walk, you're gonna spend that time with your dog. For me, when I'm doing Enzo's bath, I'm just fully present in playing with the silly toys we've got with the bath. It's the issue comes in when you try to fit things in and around what's already happening. When you know your values and when you know you have a finite amount of time to get something done, when you set that time aside and truly focus on that one task, this is when you get it done. And in the book Indistractable, Nia talks about, the pop-ups, the dings, your phone, it's actually the marketer's way of trying to keep our attention. I don't know about you, but I am a bit guilty of getting into real kind of, I call it doom scrolling. I don't need to watch someone create a cot from scratch, but I am going to. I don't know why I am. So yeah, and that's attention. That's they've learned our ways to keep our attention on their platforms. So it's up to us to take responsibility and go, no, I'm taking control of my time. This is the time I've got, and this is where I'm going to put this attention. And if you feel like you've got way too many things to get done, you're just sat in overwhelm because you've got a to-do list the size of your arm. And you're like, I just couldn't possibly, I can't start because there's so many things to get done. Then this is where choosing 3 helps. So looking at this list, what 3 things will move the needle the most in my business right now? Or which 3 things are of most time urgency? Like, I need to get this done by this meeting at 2 p.m. It's currently 11 a.m. So that's going to come as number 1 priority. There will always be more tasks to do. So take 3, focus on the first one, and if you only get the first one done in that small amount of time, then that's fine, but at least you can move forwards. It's about starting the momentum. When you're stuck in overwhelm, action destroys overwhelm. When you're stuck in overwhelm, action destroys overwhelm. So create your to-do list, pick out the 3, which one's going to help you move the needle most, and start there. Turn off the notifications and start with that first task. What you'll find is once you start getting the momentum, you can get through that first task, then the second task, then the third task, and then you can choose 3 more if you still have time within that time window. But what's really important is that we've got a clear defined start time, a clear defined end time, and where possible, we don't get any interruptions during that time. I'm speaking to the converted here. I'm a mum. I get distracted. If I hear him cry, I'm going to run to him, even if he's with a caregiver. I get it. It is always easier to teach than live, but I'm coming into this today because I've had a really phenomenal time Boxing Day, where I've been able to focus and get a lot of really big business tasks, admin tasks, and life tasks achieved today purely and only because I used this method. I was able to go, right, today, this needs to get done by this, and this needs to get done by this time. Done. Let's go. How to get more from less. Yes. So when we've got a perception that a task can take a week to do, we will take a week to do it. But when we know this task deadline is approaching, then there'll be a peak of energy and burst where we can get that task done. So I was never this person, actually. in college, but lots of people know the feeling where you would leave to you do your assignment the night before, stay up all night and do an all-nighter and get it in. It's because of that urgency of that looming deadline. Now, you could break this up and make your own deadlines within the weeks on the lead up to the major task, so that you can get that momentum burst, and that's with having someone holding you accountable. So this is great when you've got a team, because you can have a weekly team meeting and you go, oh my goodness, I need to make sure I have this done by the time I speak to my team on this day at this time. Otherwise I am, I don't want to say not done when they ask me about this task. So you can get that peak of energy and get that momentum in. Right now, I'm writing my book. I'm so excited. I've had a couple of people that want to sponsor the book too, so I'm really excited about just the whole thing, really. I've got a launch date in mind, and I've got a date that I would like to have the whole thing written. So I have purposely paid for a coach to keep me accountable, so that they can check in on me and go, you said you'd get this much done. Done or not done? And to support me and guide me through that process. I feel like whenever you're taking on a big challenge in life, having someone that's able to be by your side and also just give you that accountability is really important. So again, that makes you end up getting more done, because you don't want to say not done when you see that person. And who is it? Is Robbins. What's her name? What's her first name? Mel Robbins famously says, motivation isn't real. If you wait until you feel like it, it's not going to get done. So a great way to get motivated and to get started is just to give yourself 5 minutes. So even if that's all the time block you have right now, I've got 5 minutes, what can I get done in these 5 minutes? Find that first task, final only task. What can I do right now that's going to move the needle forwards in my business? Go and take action on that, because any action in the right direction will be significantly more powerful than no action. So how do you start time boxing if you've never done it before? This is not a great example, because I've do have other colours over here. Let me grab another colour. So I am not sure where I bought this, but it's probably my favouriteest and best purchase. It's just a whiteboard with the 7 days of the week. And on a Monday, I write out what have I got to get done in this week. So you always start with your priorities. So in here, currently I've got orange for big tasks or big events that happen with my son. So sing and sign, for example, swimming. He's doing great at both. He's doing about 15 signs now, and he's swimming really well, moving his arms and his legs. I started him when he was 6 weeks old. I don't know what I'm telling you. If you're into dogs and not into children, you do not care. But I'm obviously a super proud mum. So yeah, so when these are booked in, nothing else happens. Blue is work. So obviously still hugely valuable to me. And then a third colour is what fills your cup. I used to have, when I did this, I used to have a purple pen, and that would be like the fun stuff. So actually I can put in for tomorrow night, I am having my bestie. Oh my God, we grew up together. I'm having my bestie over, and we're going to watch a silly TV show. It's the final episode of this TV show we've been watching together. It's pure trash, but it's brilliant. But it's our excuse for connection. So she'll come over, we'll do dinner. Once then she'll come over just before Wednesday goes to bed. I'll put him to bed, and then we'll have a couple of hours together to just talk about life and watch this silly show. So yeah, so now I've got something red in there that's like, oh, that's going to fill my cup. Also things like exercise. So I actually train tomorrow morning, so I like training in here. And Saturday afternoon, I'll be training with my PT partner. So then actually now looking at the week, that makes me feel a bit more like, oh yes, like what have I got to look forward to? What's really important that I know that that's coming up? Like, okay, I've got my team call, accountability call tomorrow. What do I need to get done for that call tomorrow to make sure I can stay done on my task list? And in business, we're always aiming for 80%. So if you can get 100% completion on all of your tasks, then phenomenal, great job. However, 80% in business will move the needle, it will move you forwards. So to have goals and things that you're moving towards every 90 days, and then to have those weekly tasks that will help move you towards those goals and getting those done, it just really helps that momentum. Because when you've got momentum, that's when you feel like you're winning. And when you feel like you're winning, the energy means that you attract more people into your world. And also, when you're feeling good and you've got great energy, what is that doing for the service to the dogs? You showing up with great energy, feeling good and feeling empowered will only mean that you get to serve dogs at a higher level again. Take that as your nugget for the week. This is Monday Night Paws. I'm Elizabeth Hack. Thank you for taking the time to listen. It's always a pleasure, never a chore. And if I can be of any help at all, make sure you reach out to me. It's caninecarehub.com for the website, if that's easier, for those that are listening to this on Spotify. Thanks. Have a great night.